Ta-da! Here is the quickest of introductions, just to invite you to look at my stash. It is Susan at Seaside Stitches. This is following on from my previous video where it was about what I'd bought for my birthday in terms of fabrics and what pattern I'd bought. So I hope you enjoy this next bit where I'm showing you the rest of my stash, and also not just a little peek of what I consider are my special fabrics, those that we hang on to or a little bit wary of cutting into. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I've got in those, and I hope you enjoy that. And it's also about how I'm getting on with sorting out my sewing room. Okay, so thanks ever so much. Bye for now. So this is a really creaky floorboard over here. I apologise, but this is the best place I can do it just now because everywhere else is a mess. So I'm just going to show you the rest of my jersey fabrics. Some of them you've seen, some that you haven't. This is not a stash that I've just bought. This is over time, and some I've had over 12 months, some I've had about 6 months, some I just haven't shared, and I'm just going to share them now. This is 1 metre of brushed back jersey sweatshirting. That's 1 metre, and that was to team with the other pieces of brushed back jersey sweatshirting that I've got in royal blue, turquoise, red, and I think that's all. So that's what that is. This is 2 metres of very dark blue Ponte Roma. It's just standard Ponte fabric. It's, as I say, very dark blue. I had a purpose for it. I think it was also going to tie with some of these other meters. I know what it was for. I was going to make the Prani skirt with it. It's a half circle skirt, but that swings from a yoke. But it's made in Jersey, and it's a Sinclair Patterns pattern. I have the pattern, I have it printed, and I've been going to make it for a while, and I thought I'd tried it, the idea of it, with other things, and I thought if I do that with a plain, I've got lots of options that I can put with it. So that's what that is. This is something light, I can't remember what it's called. You'll have seen it before if you've been with me a while. It's a French terry. It's white at the back. It's again another Minerva fabric. That one was from Minerva Core range, and I bought it after getting a sample of it to make sure it was the right pink. This one was, I saw it before my own eyes in Fabrics at Fleetwood. This one was from Minerva, and I do love it, and I've been going to make a Fraser cardigan. That was what I thought I wanted, but because I've stalled for so long, I don't think that must be what I really want to make with it. So it just sits and it waits, and one day I'll have the answer to what I want to make with it. But it has got my colours. There's nothing I can find that is distasteful about it, and so that will get made sometime. And I think there is, as I'd said before, I think there's 2 meters, there may be 2.5, but it's a Minerva exclusive French terry. So that's that one. These all live in the drawers in the bottom. Some of these have graduated to the blue cupboard because they're a bit big. This I had just 1 meter at Christmas from, it was in a sale from Little Legs Fabrics, and it is, yeah, so there is 2 meters or 2 meters, or there's 1.5 meters. Can't remember which is the way it's supposed to be. I think it's meant to be across. Yes, it's across. So it's across. So they are the selvages. So that's the width of it, and I have got, according to my wardrobe, I have got, oops, 1 meter and 1/2 meter. So there's 1.5. Yes, that's right. That's what works in my head. I did have an idea for that. It didn't work out. I'm fine. Again, I'm not in a rush for it. I love it. It's very nice. Very bright. Very Susan. Very squeaky floor. Yes, I've said it was from Little Legs Fabrics. and I like to go there in person. It's not far from me, it's near Garstang, Preston, on towards Lancaster. So that's that. This one you will have seen if you watch my channel. I bought it at the Knitting and Stitch Festival. It is also from Little Legs Fabric. This is the reason I went to the Little Legs Fabric in person, because I didn't know it was near me until I got a card in my bag when I bought it. And there are 2.5 meters of this, and it is stretch jersey, and it is lovely, and I love the pattern and I love the stretch of it. It's quite a heavy stretch jersey, cotton jersey, sorry. It's quite a heavy cotton jersey, and it needs thinking about when you're making something, because it's kind of stripes, but it's got it's a secondary pattern, if you understand what I mean. So you've got to be aware of what you're doing. It's not as random as it might appear. Again, I've had a couple of ideas for this, but other things have beaten me to it. Anyway, they've gone up the list and I haven't got back to it. But I think after this I bought the French Terry in this turquoise colour, and I made that into an S8875. So this is, again, it's quite a heavy, when I say heavy, I don't mean it's like heavy like a duck or anything like that. It's just not flimsy, kind of, you know what I mean. Right, so then I've made a mess of that now. They won't all go back in my drawer the same, but I'll sort them out. And then I bought one of the samples. Like I said, I've been getting the 10 centimeter samples from Minerva Exclusive. I wasn't sure about it, but I saw it on someone on their site, and you know, where they shared the pictures, and I thought it does look nice, that. And so I sent for a sample so that I wasn't dismayed. And when I got the sample, I thought, that is me, that's really nice. But then when you send for it, the scale of it is not always what you expect. And I felt a little disappointment when I got it. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just not as me as I thought it was. And some of the pinks are a bit, what would I call them? Bleh. They're a bit bleh for me. So, and the scale of it is quite big. I don't shy away from a big pattern. Anyone who knows me, I don't shy away from a big pattern. But it's not quite as I'd wanted. So it sits for a bit, and it'll sit a bit longer because other things will jump the queue, because it's not like as fabulous. I may have had it upside down, but it's not as fabuloso as I thought it was. For others it might be super fabuloso. It's a bit peachy for me, I think. It's a bit, so it's not there, it's just a bit, so it sits. But it's not like taking room up and I wish I'd thrown it away, I wish I could give it someone, or I'll de-stash it, or I'll sell it someone cheaper. I will find the right thing for it. It will say what it is to me, and then I will go for it. Like that is kind of like a bit washed out. That looks a bit washed out, don't like it. That's a bit meh, lilac. It's not sharp and pretty lilac to me. So isn't it good that there are so many different tastes in the world? Otherwise we'd all want exactly the same thing, and you know, there would be no individuality. But even when I got the sample for it, it wasn't what I wanted. And that's why I really don't like to get stuff online. So that's that. So there's a 2 or 2.5 meters of that, and I think that's it in dress lengths. It's in jersey. So I'll pop these over here, make myself some more work for tomorrow, and I will show you. I have so I noticed that Whitney has, oh my goodness, I've watched her for years, can't think of her, Tomcat Stitchery. So the lovely Whitney at Tomcat Stitchery hopefully will be setting up a challenge soon about making something with special fabric, and how we keep our special fabrics and are too scared to use them, or they're too expensive or whatever, and well, we're too scared to use them, or we just don't know what to use them for, or we love the fabric but we don't know really why we bought it, because it's a bit too special. Where would we go in it? What's it for? And without those answers, you know, we just don't make them, do we? So I'll share what I call, they're just my wovens. That's all I've got woven, apart from some quilting cottons that have got a bigger pattern on that I would like to use for shirts or blouses, and there's just 2 or 3 of them. You don't really need to see them. And so I'll start with this one because no one's seen this one. It came about before Christmas, and Judy at Running So and So described it as a Christmas pattern. I don't see it as Christmas balls, I don't see it as ribbons, I just see that it is absolutely beautifully shiny, and it's vibrant, but it's quite subdued as well, isn't it? But it reminds me of a fabric that I had when I was 19, 20, possibly 20, oh 19, because I made a dress in something. It wasn't like this, but it would give the same kind of finish were I to make it in a very fitted top. A bit like the peony dress maybe in it, but I made a maxi, and I made a with an empire line, whatever, fitted and a maxi, and I cannot remember now, and puff sleeves that went into straight sleeves, a puff sleeve and then add a straight sleeve onto it. And I don't know if I bought the pattern for my wedding dress and wanted to try out making it in something else. I really can't remember now, but I made it for a friend's wedding. I made it for me to go in a friend's wedding. I do have a photo of that somewhere. I'll see if I can find it and put it up. But I made my wedding dress out of that same pattern, and so very simple lines, satin with some little embroidery, little things on it. This sheen, it just reminds me of that dress. And when I saw it, I didn't buy it straight away, and I saw other people with it, and I thought, I don't like to get what everyone else gets. If you know me, you'll know that. And so I waited, it died down, it turned up again, and I think Sew Me Sunshine maybe is where I saw it first. I really can't remember where I bought it from, but I know it is Fairy Godmother. It's not Fairy Godmother, Fabric Godmother fabric. I do really love it, and because of my fluctuating size, I did not want to commit to making anything out of it just yet, and that's still how I stand. And I think this is a rare one that still hasn't been washed, so that's how special that is. I've not even got round to washing it. I just bought it, I liked it, and I put it away, and now I've folded it differently, but never mind, that'll go back in my drawer better. So that's that. That would be special fabric that if I were to do that challenge, I might use that, but I might feel like that would rush me into making something when I'm not quite ready. There is another very special fabric to me, and it's a special fabric to me because I'll show you what it reminded me of. Oh, I do have one other piece of jersey, which is this 1.5 meters of cotton lycra jersey, and it is for an eco top, which I've been saying for months but not got around to making it. But anyway, that's the other bit of jersey that I've got. Okay, so this is one of my favourite pieces of fabric. Favourite dresses I've got, favourite fabric I've got. I ended up getting it from Beyond the Pink Door, and I made a dress in the Frugal Frocks in 21. I made a dress with it, and I really love it, and I'm in the middle of, and have been for many months, making a Yasmin dress out of it. Now Lauren, I love following Lauren at Guthrie and Garney, or Guthrie and Garney, and when she brought out this, it isn't the same, it isn't as vibrant, it does have peach in it, it doesn't have the same Susan kind of like, oh, in it, but I love the story. I love the story about how it came about how the family worked together on adding their own ideas for what they think is, I can't remember what it's called, it's not Perfect Garden, is it? It's one of the ones that she had done, Be Happy Blooms, and it's also in Ecovera, and I haven't tried working with that yet, but I loved the way they talked about what each flower meant, what the strands of twigs mean, what the Solomon seal, all the kind of, I just love the story of it, and I love her in it, but I don't have the confidence to feel like that look on her would translate to me, because there is a lack of punch to it in terms of vibrancy, and I'm not very good at subtle, so I'm not in any way calling it or criticizing it. It's just the way I'm made, that I took a risk in getting it. I got 1.5 meters, and I thought, well, I'll just make a blouse with it. And so I think this is the piece that has been, no, and then I ended up getting another piece, didn't I? One of these pieces has been washed. Anyway, I have 2 separate 1.5 meters because I decided I wouldn't use it probably for a top. I would probably use it for a dress, and I do love the floatiness of it and the idea of it and how other people look in it, because I've seen quite a lot of people in it. But again, part of that is like I let it die down while lots of people wear it and make it, and then I'll make my own decisions about it. I don't want a Nick's dress. I don't like the level of bagginess with that and the oversized bits, even though some of the gathering is lovely. You know, that's not me at all. And I've seen some lovely ones, and Lauren's is a lovely one. So I may make a shirt in a similar vein to the shirts that I'm making, the Easy Fit shirt. I've also got the Gilbert top pattern. I've also got the recital blouse pattern, and I'm really kind of exploring shirt patterns and how to make shirts and blouses, button-up blouses. But I do have that apprehension about my machine failing on the buttonholes. So yes, so that is my special fabric. Those 2 are my special fabrics, and compared to other people's stash or compared to other people's special fabric, mine's very minimal, and I'm fine with that. Why am I spending money when I don't have the money to spend? Just because. And just because I've seen that now, and I want to feel like I'd look like I know I'd feel in it. You know what I mean? I'd look like I'd have the enjoyment of knowing how I would look in it. And since I've had those minor kind of, yeah, but that's not what I wanted anyway, I've just been more careful. I've hardly bought any fabric this year because of that, because I don't want that. I just keep looking at, why do I need it? I've got some beautiful dresses, I've got some beautiful colours in my dresses. Why would I make, what's that word? Why would I compromise and get something that's not quite what I want because I've not seen it in person? And if I see it on someone else, I mean, I saw this, I kind of got an idea this was about, but the first time I saw this properly was on, it's not Eve, it's not Vera, it'll be nothing like that when it comes out. But anyway, it'll come to me. I love her channel. I love what she does. I love her ethos. She's always on her bike, taking the children to school. She's got 3 children. In a minute, it'll come to me. No, it won't. But she made herself a Christmas dress out of this. And I think she made the, is it Craft House everyday dress or something? I can't remember which it was, like just empire line and lovely puffy sleeves, and she made it for Christmas Day, even though it's cotton lawn, and it looks superb, and she did a beautiful job, as she always does. Her sewing is immaculate. There are 2 of them with the same name, and I can't think of either of them at the moment. One of them, she's from New Zealand, and the other one is from Australia. Oh no, she might, anyway, it doesn't really matter. Oh, keeps coming to me, but it's coming with a V, and I don't think that's her name. Anyway, I love being inspired by someone, but when I saw this at first, and I was upset when this came, because when I saw it on her, I thought this was more red. Oh, hello Mr. Wind, blowing like mad outside. we changed the handle on the door, and then now it doesn't click properly, so it's one of those. So I've gone on and on, haven't I, just about this book, just about my fabrics, but I like to be able to then envisage what I would make with it. And this took my time. I got a metre and a half twice from this as well, because I couldn't decide what I would want to make with it, and I didn't want to risk buying 3 meters of it, so I bought a metre and a half knowing I could make a blouse or something. And I mean, it's just beautiful. But yes, Amelia, so Amelia, blinking heck, that took me a long time, so that's got a V in it, hasn't it? Yes, silly woman I am. Yes, so Amelia made, that inspired me to kind of have a go with that. So like I say, I only bought a metre and a half, and then thinking about it and getting used to it and laying it out all over the place, I decided to buy another metre and a half. And so that's why I didn't need 3 meters for this, which is why I've got an extra metre in that box. Right, I've chatted on for ages now. That is mostly my dressmaking stuff, and there we are. That's not been cut into. So I'm going to leave that there for now, because that wasn't what I was doing. I was supposed to be doing a month's worth of tidying up. Okay. Bye for now, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so this is day 2, and this is just the next phase, really. I'm going back against the wall where I was before, at the beginning of my journey when I came up to be able to work upstairs. And I'm just taking that quite a little bit round. Yes, I've got my second overlocker back. And at the moment, I'm just leaving them both out till I've decided what I'm doing. Okay, I'll just swing you around in a minute. Okay, so to achieve what we've just seen, this is the result of what another third of the room looks like. And yeah, I'll keep you posted. Okay, bye for now. Okay, I have a clear table. But to have achieved a clear table, then this has had to happen. Sorry for the noise. I've been avoiding the air show noise, and now someone has got their saw out. Okay, so now this is they're just scraps and messing about and pieces and stuff to sort out. That's easier to sort than what was on the table, so, and under the table. So I'm going to fold the table back in half. Okay, so I've shrunk the table back to half its size. I'm not going to do anything else about that now. I'm going to have a really good break and put my feet up for a little while. Okay, see you in a bit. Even though I've cluttered it up a bit, it is looking better than it was. And I've just got these scraps to sort out. So, I think another day will do it. Okay, day 3. So, bigger scraps, not necessarily rubbish. A conglomeration of all sorts of things that have been stored for a while, here and there. A bag with jersey scraps in, like half meters, bits and pieces like that. A bag for fabric recycling, just rubbish, different rubbish to collect and sort. Other scraps, and they're more scrappy than this other stuff that's right by me. And then we've got some things sorted on the table. Again, this pile of patterns for going to the Northwest Sewing Social. I don't know why we've got a pack of Christmas cards in here. Cleared some space in these, so I've got 2 spare. I've put something in one of those. This fabric is what was left, I don't know, as a good metre and a half, maybe 2 meters in some places, of needle cord from when I made my skirt. That's for back in the cupboard. This again keeps getting moved around. So now I think I might try to use this for a 12 or something. Okay, so I've got a couple of hours now while Alan is doing his art group, and I'll see how I can get sorted. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea. Okay, well it perhaps doesn't look much different, but I know I've got a lot of it sorted, but I've had enough now. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to shut these windows, and then I'm going to go downstairs. I'm out of breath. Okay, jersey scraps have grown a bit. Some cotton things that had been pulled apart, a jumper to mend. And what I forgot to show you was all this used Bayani foam but you cut off when you're bag making. So there is a use for that. I had forgotten this needle cord that was downstairs. I'd pressed it again, ready to fold up. It had been in a project box. I have the collar cut out for the Bakerloo, Nina Lee Bakerloo torpor dress. I'm not quite sure, I just wanted to make the collar, and I bought this fabric from Fabrics at Fleetwood. Just a very fine baby cord. Okay, so that's going to be folded and put away. Well, hello there. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to pop this in, but I apologise for the wind and the rain and everything that I'm always apologising for in the UK. So it is Susan, it is Seaside Stitches, and I have realised that I hadn't added one of my other special fabrics. And so here it is. It is, I think they call it China Lawn, I'm not quite sure, but it is one of the, everyone will be familiar with it if you know about, if you've been on YouTube or on Lady McElroy Fabrics website in the last 2 or 3 years. I know the first time I saw it, it was Andrea beyond the pink door, and she was using it for a Frida blouse and doing a sew along with it, and it's beautiful. And I tried to get it a little while after that, but there wasn't any left, and there wasn't any left for quite a while, and then I spotted it again on the Lady McElroy website. And my reservations are about it, as I always have some, is that it's on a kind of ivory background, and that's one of my things as well. So I'm just a nuisance at colours and about. I do love it. I could love it more if it was on a brilliant white background. I would love it more, but I have it now, and I think there is, I think I've got 2 meters. I will measure it on the wardrobe. So yes, I have 2 meters of it, and I'm not quite sure what I'd make with it, but it sits in my drawer waiting until I get the fabric, the special fabric moment of inspiration, and then I'll make something with it. So just thought I'd pop in and tell you that, and also just to say thank you very much as I end this video about showing you my stash and my special fabrics, and just generally having a good time before I shut a lot of this down. So yes, I'm working on it. Our first estate agent comes tomorrow to offer to assess the value of our house for sale, and then we're a step nearer to knowing what that will be just from that opinion, and then we've got others arranged for next week. So we will be going on the market at some point in the next, definitely in the next month. So I do have to start packing up and making things a lot more minimal so that I can actually show the house to its best advantage. Okay, so thanks ever so much for staying with me. Thank you. If you like and subscribe, I'd be really grateful. If you comment, please be patient with me. I have some issue in my mind that I can't just instantly respond, and I do get round to it, but sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's days, sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's months, and I do apologise for that. It doesn't mean I don't care about you, and I do really appreciate anyone who comments, and I appreciate your comment. I can't always just get back to you, and it's just a thing I've had since childhood. So anyway, I'm really lucky that I've got so many wonderful subscribers. I'm really lucky that I've got an audience of any views at all, and I really appreciate you. So thanks ever so much for being with me, and I hope to see you soon, and I'll share what the sewing room looks like next time we meet. Okay, bye for now. It's Susan at Seaside Stitches signing off. Thank you. Bye.